Nintopic Podcast, all things Nintendo. Yeah!
We can hear
Mike
you clicking,
Odyssey
Mike.
and myself, alongside my co-organizer Paul Gale, are thrilled to unveil something spectacular: Indie Mania.
This isn't just an event. It's a celebration of creativity, innovation, and the indomitable spirit of indie developers who are shaping the future of gaming.
We're calling on all game creators, from the dreamers sketching on worlds on their little notepads to the visionaries coding late at night. Indie Mania is your stage, your spotlight, and your time to shine.
And to all the gamers, the enthusiasts, the ones who live for the thrill of discovery, get ready. This summer we're bringing the heat with the coolest games you've never played yet.
Sign up, tune in, and join us for an unforgettable journey at Indie Mania, because every game has a story and every story deserves to be heard.
So mark your calendars, spread the word, and let's make this a summer to remember. Indie Mania, where the games are as unique as the people behind them. And speaking of unique, let's show you some unique footage of just several developers who have already signed up for Indie Mania and will be there.
Roll the clip. Whoa, that was incredible.
That's nice.
Awesome. So, Paul, what else can you tell us about Indie Mania?
All right, so first and foremost, Indie Mania is a digital show this summer in which we are going to bring to you developer interviews, first looks at brand new games, trailers, updates to titles that you want to see more about that you haven't seen in a while, and it's all going to take place online. But on our end, we are actually going to go to some developer studios on site, in person, at their home base to give us a tour, to get to know them, what makes them tick, and see these brand new trailers, perhaps, of some titles. And we are also going to go to developers across the country, across the world even, and show you trailers, have a lot of fun, and like I said, some surprises along the way. But that makes me wonder, what are the dates? Did we mention that?
I heard from the grapevine, from the rumors out there, that it's taking place this summer, September, specifically 13 and 14. And well, it's not just a showcase, it's a revolution. So are you ready for an uprising at Indie Mania? Sign up today if you are a gamer or a developer at IndieMania.net. See you then.
All right, wait a minute. What is this? What is this? There we go. There we go.
Now
My
we're cooking with
friend.
gas.
You have gas? Is that what you said?
Oh,
What?
I said now we're cooking with gas.
Oh,
We're on a roll.
sorry. I've never heard that before. Sorry, Joyce. And
I'm mysteriously going to be in Florida, in less than a few
Wait,
hours.
wait. It's not the voice thingy.
Yeah, that ain't the voice, Mike.
I'm trying to, oh my god, I'm stuck here. 1, 2.
I'm looking for the music.
Moving right along.
1, 2. Oh man.
Come on.
That's
Anyway.
you, Mike.
I really gotta learn my setup here.
Yep.
That's they have to make it more blind friendly. I mean, they're big bright letters, the colors, so I should at least learn memorize them. All right, so welcome to the Nintopics Podcast officially now, and we're here, guys. We are we're in celebration of a certain game that just hopped into our neighborhoods, into our living room, into our switches, and into our hearts, apparently. And so we are talking about the first topic, Paper Mario, and we have an all-star cast here today. But first, we got to introduce the king of the Mushroom Kingdom. We brought him over here from the Mushroom Kingdom. He was just mowing Mario's lawn one day, and I say, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And I said, "I'm just mowing Mario's lawn." And so, what are you doing after this? Well, I got to go over to Princess Peach and cook dinner for her, and then just go around the corner, and then I have to fight some little Koopas that were kind of getting in there. And well, I snatched him to the Mushroom Kingdom, brought him over here, straight from Nintendo Land. Landon, welcome. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, Mike. Thanks for having me back. I'm glad to be with you guys again, talking about one of my favorite games of all time today.
Paper Mario.
Paper Mario.
Yay!
Yes.
I'm sorry. I can't find the clapping thingy.
Oh, okay. I'll do it for myself.
We can clap ourselves.
Here we go. Yeah.
Yes.
I found the music looking for the clapping thingy. There we go. I found the music. Yeah. All right. Thank you for being here, Landon. You're awesome. And then moving forward to across the pond, the one, the only, the illegitimate son of Shigeru Miyamoto. There's a battle going on right now over there. I don't know what's going on. I know. Not Shigeru. It's Furukawa. Miyamoto is the brother. We got Paul Gale Network. What's up, Paul?
When can I be the legitimate son? Why always the illegitimate son? I was planned by Nintendo. You know, Famicom came out July 15th, 1983. I was born July 7th, 1983. We were cut from the same umbilical cord.
So what you're saying here is that you are a drone clone made by Nintendo themselves for propaganda reasons?
Or they cloned me because I came out 8 days before the Famicom.
Ah, okay. So you came out of whose womb? Furukawa?
It's Nintendo headquarters / my mom. It's debatable.
So
we're off to a riveting start.
The 23andMe came
That's
back, and it's the 23andMe is very interesting.
The 23.
It's got European ancestry and specifically Kyoto ancestry.
Yeah. One day we'll know the truth. The truth will set you free, Paul.
No, I'm enjoying my summer vacation. I've been on break for 7 days now. That went by fast.
Oh wow.
But I'm off until I guess the last week of August, so it's quite a big break.
That's a big break, yeah.
My university gives me 3 months off, which my kids are like, how come we don't get that much off?
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
That's good. That's awesome. And just across, not across the pond, more like in another dimension, we have the land of Hyrule. In Hyrule, we have 2 residents living over there. They're doing whatever they want. They took over Hyrule. They're doing whatever they want there, and just kind of eating everybody's food, and just especially you go to the castle, you'll find
Where's
somebody
the far away, Joycey.
You find wait, let me see if I can change that. Hold on.
High five.
Put you right there. Okay, now you guys are there you go. So we got Zelda's mama brushing Zelda's hair. Zelda's just complaining all of a sudden because her hair hurts. Mama, it hurts, mama. And so we got Zelda's mama over there, Joycey J. How you doing, Joycey?
Are you suggesting I'm an abusive mother?
No, it's just kids are like that. Kids like what I remember when my mom used to brush my hair. She's like, "Hey, ma, that's my eye."
Ooh, okay. Hi, y'all. I am sorry. I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all now. I do not have Paper Mario just yet. Mm-hmm. It is being sent to me. It's on its way. It's in the mail. I won't get it till next week. But I've never played a Paper Mario game, so I'm excited for this podcast because then everybody can tell me, I'm not going to put together any spoilers, but everybody can tell me kind of like what the gameplay is like and what it's like. I've just heard nothing but good things about it. And I'm like, well, now is the perfect time to try it out. So I'm excited for when it comes next week.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes. I'm excited for you because this is my first time playing this one. I played Origami King, which was my first one, and just we'll talk about it later on. But it's just crazy. It's beautiful. And so we'll stay in Hyrule for a little bit, and then we'll go across the pond in Hyrule, just over the lake, right? Some little hands are coming out with eyes in their hands, just kind of running after me. So I'm just running away, and then I got to this little shed there, and then the little shed right there with the pot. She's just cooking for some reason. Is Lily? What's up, Lily?
Hi.
What are you cooking?
Hopefully something delicious because I don't want to demos food or anything. No, yeah. Hi, how's everybody doing? So yeah, I also got my Paper Mario here. But you know what? I've been seeing a lot of people saying, "Hey, I wanted that sleeve. How come I don't have it?" And they were giving it away on GameStop Canada.
That's right. That's right.
And I got I got super lucky, and we got it. So I really like the fact that you have like the GameCube cover. That's
I think Canada was the only GameStop that gave away something. That's not cool.
Yeah, I know.
I low key thought that was
the box, right?
The box,
I thought that was the
original
GameCube version.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that still
cool.
works the same game, but
you have the back cover is the Switch one. See,
that is cool.
you have
That
the
is
back
awesome,
and the front. Yeah,
I got my own plain
it's
boring
cardboard.
Little envious, just a
You
little.
can make your own, Mike.
Look at my boring cover here. Look at this. Look,
Get a
look.
piece of
Yeah.
paper.
I'm hitting the camera with it. Look at it.
Nah. Yeah.
Anyway, who am I missing? Oh yeah, we're going over to Hollywood now. Apparently,
Yep.
we're to Hollywood now because Mr. Hollywood, California here is Zach Hendricks. What's up, Zach?
What up, Mike? How's it going, everybody?
Where did that beard come from? I feel like I haven't seen you forever.
I
Where
know
did that
for
beard come
years.
No, I've been rocking this. I think it's just the angle.
from? Okay, so it's like
It's just
a,
the angle. Yeah, I was so excited to rock the new setup. Look at this. Look at this beast of a camera. That's
Ooh.
bigger than
Oh, nice.
bigger than a 2-liter.
Yeah.
But lit-
oh no,
We just lost him. No.
Oh no.
No.
He's talking about the camera. The camera booted him out. I think he's backstage.
Okay. Well,
The
that was
camera-
Zach, everybody. Oh, he's back.
that
Okay.
was great. Sorry about that, guys. Oh no.
You're
I
frozen.
have
Frozen now.
Yeah,
Well,
the camera
that was
betrayed
fun.
you.
Yeah, but I am here,
Uh-huh.
and
And we can hear
you can hear me, so that's good. I totally hit the power button on my laptop as I went to show. I'm a mess right now. This is crazy. But yeah, but I am doing well. I was kind of cracking up when you were talking about Lily cooking, and you're like, "What are you cooking?" And in my head, I instantly went to the Gordon Ramsay meme. I don't know if you've seen that one where it's Hell's Kitchen, and
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
"What's a meal that you would make in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, like a mushroom something or other?" He's like, "You call this a mushroom, whatever? This is dubious at best," and it's
Dubious.
just like the pile of dubious food.
food. Yeah.
But no, I am doing well. I have been up since yesterday morning, which is why I'm rocking the triple shot
Oh God.
coffee.
Hashtag not an ad.
But not an ad. But I am so happy to be here. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Awesome, and thank you for being here. That's awesome. And on our side here, the other side, we have the chat. You can see the chat on this side because the chat is part of the cast too. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Today we got a good show for you guys. We're talking about Paper Mario. And so we're gonna go around the show. We're gonna get the first impressions on even if it's the first impressions on trailers, because trailers have information too on how the game looks and compared to other games in the past. But I want to go ahead and shoot over to Mr. I think I'm going to call him a Mario brother. Yeah, an official honorary Mario brother, Landon. So Landon's like the third. Well, I'll say the fourth Mario brother because there's a third one that doesn't really come out a lot. It's like hidden somewhere. But I call him the fourth Mario brother, Landon. Well, Landon, talk to us about Mario Party. Mario Party.
Okay, Mario Party. Sure.
New Mario
Sorry
Party.
about that.
Paper Mario. Party. We're having a party, but Paper Mario. What are your first impressions of the game so far?
Oh,
All right, you played it the very first time around.
oh, what was that?
Did you play it on GameCube before?
Oh yeah, like 50 times.
So now you can actually give me your first impressions and then compare.
Well, it is literally everything I could have possibly humanely asked for, like to the T. Of course, I mean, my only thing that you could actually argue is maybe like still kind of hoping there's like that little side mode with Luigi and his story and all his stuff. But I mean, besides that, I mean, everything is perfect. It is back to a turn-based RPG. Sometimes less is more, and it shows you that less can be more. It works well. It works really well. It's got its own thing with the button time presses. It feels unique. It feels fresh, and it feels like a dream, Mike. I'm telling you, it just doesn't feel real. I'm still.
Yeah.
It's the only announcement I think in my entire life. I mean, through everything that I genuinely like started to tear up after hearing Pedal Metals again and just like seeing. Oh, it was so good. But I've been taking my time just trying to look at every little detail, and I made a video today just kind of comparing some little details that I've noticed that were different from the original. And it's like, it blows my mind to still people on Twitter saying like, it's not a remake, it's a remaster. I mean, it is remade. You can see the assets, the little, objects in the background, everything just feels like it's reconstructed with that the Origami King feel to it, which I'm gonna say right now, as I support and I really am a fan of old classic Paper Mario games, the Origami King was good. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I'm a big fan of it. I love the open-endedness of the levels. They feel bigger, more, spacious, and you can see like the music is coming over from that game a little bit. The way the art style looks is coming from that game. The shading, the light, it's just so good, and it's just combining the best of both worlds, and it just makes me happy and hopeful for the future that they do continue just to kind of combine both of those games, where we can get those big worlds, but they have that great classic story, the classic combat. But I mean, so far I've been taking it slow. I'm only on World 2 still, and I'm loving every second of it.
That is awesome. That's awesome, and I love to hear it because I also played Origami King. It was my first Paper Mario, and I love Origami King. I thought it was awesome. I because I didn't have the fighting base, the turn-based fighting. It was kind of turn-based, but it was like this little wheel you have to kind of work in to match and then hit. Yeah, I actually enjoyed because it was my first one, but I can also see the difference between this one and the other one, and why people prefer this turn-based fighting style, which is a lot more simple, just more toned down. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. Let's move over to Lilly Hyrule. What do you think of the game? What are your first impressions of the game?
I just love it. Well, not like I haven't really played a lot of Paper Mario. Like I played it in the past when I was younger, but I never actually finished the games because one of the things that, while I was growing up, I didn't have like the funds for me to buy an actual console, so I was always going and play with my cousins, and that was it. So if I had a little bit of income that I could probably, my dad or my mom get me a game, it was not going to be Paper Mario, unfortunately. So that's me, and I did play it, but I didn't have a lot of experience. So you can say that this is going to be like my first time playing. I did play Origami King. I wasn't a fan of the new mechanics or the mechanics on that game because what I remember of Paper Mario was the RPG kind of turns, kind of base and stuff like that. And that's what I missed a lot from a Paper Mario. But it was good. Like I do agree with Landon, what he's saying, that it's a good Paper Mario, especially for anybody that wants to get in, all the other Paper Marios. So I think that Nintendo bringing their Paper Mario IP a little bit more into everybody's radar is great. So I've been playing it only for a bit, and so far I'm loving the mechanics, the way that kind of transitional over to the rope cord and everything, the combat and everything. It kind of gives you like the entire breakdown as to how to play and everything. So for anybody that's new to Paper Mario, you're gonna be able to get a hang of it without any issues. It was very smooth for me to start playing it. So, and the characters, like who can join your party and everything, and it's a very different experience from any other Super Mario games out there, of course. But I also understand that it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing a lot of people saying that it's not a remake. It is a remake. It's not a remaster. Like Luigi's Mansion 2 is going to be a remaster. It's going to be an HD version of Luigi's Mansions from the 3DS. But this is an actual remake, and the shading, the artwork, the gameplay, the mechanics. I'm just loving it so far.
Yeah. Listen, guys, the origami engine did not exist back in the GameCube days.
That's
just to let you know. Just if you need convincing if it's a remake or not, they rebuilt the entire game up from the same engine as Origami King. Meaning they had to rebuild the assets. They might have reused some assets for this game to make the process a little better. You're right, but they actually rebuilt it from the ground up, level by level, everything all together. So it is an entire remake. It's not even a remaster. It's a remake of the actual game. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Lily. Awesome. And then I know Paul told me that he still hasn't got the copy, and then Joycey hasn't gotten a copy. But I have a question for you too, and I want to know from you, what do you guys? Have you played the previous one? Let me go ahead and let Mr. Zach inside.
Yeah.
Have you played the GameCube one?
Yeah, I played the original one back on GameCube. I think it was close to a Halloween release of 2004. So I remember it was getting close to my, end of the semester, pre-finals. That was one of the big games that I played like that holiday season, kind of, I think around Halloween time going into Thanksgiving break and like that kind of thing. And it's a great RPG. I mean, as an RPG, it's really good with a great story, and it has plenty of charm. Fun gameplay mechanics. It's held up to I think it's held up. I'm getting tongue-tied. It's lasted the test of time, or held up throughout the course of time. You know what I mean? But that being said, I haven't played it in 20 years. So just from what I remember, it has held up. Where I'm comparing it to different RPGs that I've played over the years since then, different Final Fantasies, Tales of games, Xenoblades in recent years and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? It's still a very unique experience, even though we've had Paper Mario titles since then. It's probably the best of the Mario RPGs. If there's one that I like more, maybe it is Super Paper Mario on Wii. Some people don't consider it an RPG because its gameplay mechanics are very different. I mean, if you like traditional 2D Mario gameplay, you'll probably like Super Mario RPG by default, because here it's got a good story and fun characters and progression, but it plays like a 2D platformer because it essentially is one. But I gravitate a little bit more towards the play style of platformers, probably more than I do RPGs in terms of genre preferences. So maybe that's why I like it more. But story-wise, probably Thousand Year Door probably is the best. So for me, though, even though I have a fond memory of it in my head, not having played it in nearly 20 years, I'm going to experience it for a very large part, almost for the first time, because 2 decades have passed, and 2 decades worth of different games, different stories, different everything. So it's kind of like, imagine that cartoon that you watched as a kid. Maybe it was Ninja Turtles or something like that. You only had that one run of it, and you loved it. Or you watched it maybe multiple times, but all 30 years ago. And then right now you're watching it. Some of that feels that nostalgia awesomeness where you're like, oh my gosh, that's a smell that you never forget, That's a sound you never forget. That's a little bit of a music that's in there. But so much of it is going to be so new. So you're almost getting this duality of new for the first time, but the nostalgia feels. So I'm kind of looking forward to playing this. I had the same experience, by the way, I'll make it quick, with Super Mario RPG. That one was even further removed. I played it back on Super NES back in the day, back in 1995. So for that one, for me, it was even longer. And when I played it for Nintendo Switch, last year, I'm like, man, this is so new. I don't know what's happening next. I don't remember the next boss fight. But then after playing it, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, wait, the little sewer, So it's kind of a cool feeling because some people revisit, and I don't blame you for doing that. Like some people know this game inside and out, but you always talk to somebody. Like Lilly and I were talking just before the show started. You hear people say, I wish I could experience for the first time. You're so lucky that you get to do it and appreciate now as a grown-up or something like that. Well, I don't know. I mean, I was already a grown-up, to be fair, when this game came out. But a younger adult and then a more seasoned gamer now. So,
seasoned. Yeah, that's a good word. Seasoned.
Seasoned. So I'm just hyped. If you're in the chat looking forward to it or questioning it, I would say hop on, because if you love Mario, and if you love Mario for the character, the colors, the music, the environments, the humor, you're going to get all of that.
Yeah.
And if you're like a little apprehensive because you're like, I don't know if the gameplay mechanic of I hit you, you hit me is good, because that is some turn-based RPGs. I would say put that little hiccup aside and go in, and you'll probably have a really good time.
Yeah.
I recommend it highly, even though I haven't actually purchased this one yet.
Yeah,
I could recommend it highly based off of my past impressions.
That's awesome. So, Joyce, have you played the game before in the past, or this is your first time?
It's my first. Excuse me. It's my first Paper Mario. Period.
That is awesome.
So I haven't played any of them, but y'all know I am I love Octopath Traveler, and so that's the game that turned me on to turn-based, because I'm always want to be in the action. I want to be doing it myself.
Yeah.
But excuse me, what I learned about turn-based is that you get time to think, and it can actually be a lot more challenging. Whereas, y'all know I'm Zelda's mama. I'm over here in Hyrule. I can just take a sword and I'm just, hacking at something, just throwing an arrow, firing an arrow at somebody.
Yeah.
But with turn-based, you kind of have to sit there and think like, okay, what's the best way to handle this? And of course, I know there's limitations in certain instances and things. So I was like, okay, Mario turn-based. I said, this is going to be good. I got to try it. I've heard nothing but good things about this game for like 20 years. I still want to try it. So.
That is awesome. That is really, really awesome. This is my second Paper Mario because I played Origami King. That was my very first one, and I love Origami King, and I still love it today, even after playing this one. I did like I'm used to RPGs. I played all the Final Fantasy games, Chronos Cross, Chrono Trigger. Back in the day, and so I'm used to the back and forth turn-based game, and I'm fine with it because I love it. But when I played Origami King, it did present to me a different battle system. It was like a wheel of a battle system that you have to be very precise and technical with that one. And I remember there was this boss battle in one of the temples. I think it was like the Fire Temple or something like that, where it was a phoenix, and you had to kind of time it right, and then your steps right in order to fall in the right spot to hit it. I love that part because that made it. What do you call that type of RPG? There's that like what Mario plus Rabbids is in a way. That
tactical RPG.
Tactical, yeah. You have to be kind of tactical on how you use your moves so that you fall in the right spot. And on the way there, you might pick up a heart, you might pick up an extra move. And to me, that was like very creative after being used to be, the back and forth. What this game blew me away was how beautiful it looks. The simplicity in the back and forth too and everything. The soundtrack is beautiful. The artwork. I just sometimes sit there and just listen to the music. It's awesome. Rogueport, that soundtrack is crazy. It's really, 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 really good. And so I was just like there. I'm like looking and just listening into it, and the jokes are hilarious. I think I'm on World 2 also. I just made it to World 2. The puns and the jokes are just out of the door. They're hilarious. Humor. Yeah, that I think that over Origami King, this one has it when it comes to jokes and things in the game. So
yeah,
I highly recommend it if you guys like to laugh a little bit. But yeah, Zach, have you played Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, or have you played one in the past?
Oh, we can't hear you. No.
Bring your
Check test
sound.
1 2 1 2. Check test 1 2 1 2.
There you are. There you
Yes.
are.
Okay,
You're on
I'm
mute on
here.
your headset.
I am here. I am fighting technology, but I'm here. Yeah, I have played the original and Thousand Year Door. And what's funny is when I was a little kid, when the original Paper Mario first came out, I know I still lived in Chicago, so I had to be 7 or younger. And I remember renting it from Blockbuster. And
Nice.
it's so funny because you know, kids are just kind of weird, and like
We are.
they can be particular sometimes. Like you don't want the veggies touching. So in my head, this is Paper Mario, which means like it's like flat 2D, like it's paper. And I remember I started playing, and you can run around every which way. And this is the OG on the N64.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, this is so dumb. This is just cartoon Mario. And like and then like I hated it, and I think I rented Mario 64 at the same time, so I just started playing that instead. And then Thousand Year Door
This is
came
trash.
out. I know. And then Thousand Year Door came out, and that made me dive back in when I was, I don't know, middle school when Thousand Year Door came out, I think. And so I dived back into the original and into Thousand Year Door, and I was just like, what the heck was wrong with little kid Zach? This is a banger. and so yeah, I beat them both in middle school, and I'm pretty excited for this new one. It'll probably be like a week or two before I pick it up, but it just looks so beautiful. I was watching a little bit of some streams, and yeah, I'm so excited, and it just is bringing back like all those feelings, you know. Because this is the spiritual successor to Super Mario RPG. And so good.
I love the fact that at one point everyone was kind of remembering where they were back when they came out, and then 20 years later we have the game again, and it's like the same game, but it's a new era, a new point in your life, right? You can actually Paul was very specific about where he was, the time of day, the year, and everything, because he remember where he was when he played it, and then 20 years later, like Paul is married, Paul has kids. This is grown up Paul right here. You know what I mean. So it's incredible how one game, you know, brought to the present. I got some Zelda Lo-Fi for you, JC. You know how one game can kind of put you in 2 periods of time, right? And so I highly recommend it. The first time around, I was also in Mario 64 when it came out, so that's why I kind of skipped Mario RPG and all that stuff. But this time around, as the adult Mike appreciates more everything, you know, the hard work that goes into it, how beautiful it looks. Young Mike was he's just too young, man. He's just too young, man. All he cared about was Pizza Hut, and McDonald's, and Casper the Friendly Ghost on TV, and you know, like all these little old shows back in the 80s and in the 90s. Eureka's Castle on Nickelodeon. What else was back then? You got the Ninja Turtles from the 80s also with the outfits. I mean, 80s everything. I had the Michael Jackson glove, the Michael Jackson jacket, right? Moonwalking all over the place.
Everybody did.
So that was me back in the day. But yeah, apart from this game being a port, apart from our first impressions being awesome, and those of you who played it before or playing for the first time, I mean, it's going to be an amazing game for you guys. It was built on the Origami King engine, right? On the same engine that they built Origami King Paper Mario for Nintendo Switch. And so, with that said, I love how they use an engine they have for a previous game of the same exact franchise to build future games. And so I want to throw it out there for you guys. What games do you think from the past that they have already remade, that they have engines for, could they bring back? Like from you know, think about engines made in the past 7 years for the Nintendo Switch. Okay, games from the past that they could use the same engines for to bring now. And while the cast thinks about that, we have a game to play. Okay, you guys are gonna get some points. The chat's gonna get some points. Everybody's gonna get some points. And so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it to Landon. Landon, what do you think? What other game are you looking forward to seeing in the future, like just a remake like Paper Mario?
Well, I mean, I kind of thought they would use Luigi's Mansion 3 as a big emphasis for 2, and it feels like they didn't. It just looks like it like just a little remastered, but I don't know. I feel weird with that game. I don't know. I played it a couple times. I never was a big fan of 2 compared to the original because of the, feeling of running through a giant mansion by yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, what they did with 3, like I said, I think the future is insane because if they do, whether they keep that engine or work with an even better one, I mean, it's Luigi's Mansion 3 is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I'm on the Luigi Mansion train right now. So, I mean,
I agree. The Luigi's Mansion 2 HD still doesn't look as good as Luigi's Mansion 3. So I agree. Lily, what do you think?
I just want to say that I finished Luigi's Mansion 3 in one sitting in Christmas Day, okay? Yeah. And my hand actually started hurting. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, but I am Luigi's Mansion. But anyways, I guess I do agree with Landon in terms of like, it would have been nice to have that, like Luigi's Mansion 2. But I have hopes that if we have Luigi's Mansion 3 engine, that if they remake Luigi's Mansion from the GameCube, that'll be amazing. Like I really love to play Luigi's Mansion, the first one, the one that came for the GameCube, for the Switch, using Luigi's Mansion 3 engine. That'll be great. The other one, of course, I'm gonna go with Zelda, but I don't know if I want any Ocarina of Time built on a Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom engine, but that could also work.
What about a Link's Awakening engine for another Zelda game?
Oh yeah. Oh, there's so many top 2D games that they can
Don't
remake.
take mine.
The Oracle games.
I'm not. I wasn't. No worries. Yeah.
All right.
I do agree with you though, Lily. Yeah. I totally agree with you because it was Paul that kind of had me look at this differently. Everybody already knows my favorite game of all time is A Link to the Past. It still is. You don't want anybody to touch your perfect thing, but Paul kind of made me realize this was like a while ago. We had this conversation that giving it a remake like the Link's Awakening treatment, or the direct sequel, I believe, was A Link Between Worlds, and I love A Link Between Worlds art style. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's not that flat looking, kind of 2D like that. So I really, really would like, if they're going to be either remake it with the Link's Awakening engine or A Link Between Worlds. That's kind of what I think. I like A Link Between Worlds engine. But it would bring it to a new audience. So now when I talk about it all the time, everybody could be like, oh yeah, now we totally get what she's saying. Yeah. But it is currently on NSO. Everybody go play it.
And what game would you bring back from the dead to the present with the new engine?
It's already just about perfect the way it is.
Yeah.
But there's always that accessibility thing that it's difficult for some newer gamers to try something old unless if you grew up with said old thing and going back. Yeah. Like if you have a fond black and white movie that you watched as a kid, as an adult, you could go back to that style of movie or even that movie. But if you didn't and you're doing it for the first time, it could be a little bit too janky. Yeah. And with the resurgence of Metroid, I would love to see Super Metroid remade in like the Metroid Dread engine, because I think for some people it might be a little bit too, even though it looks great to me, and it looks great to a lot of people who have played it, who appreciate that 16-bit high-quality art. But if you just pick a random 15-year-old nowadays who has nothing to do and say, like, what do you think looks better, Metroid Dread or Super Metroid? They're like, oh, probably Metroid Dread. It's 3D polygons and it's got fast animations and zooming in camera angles and stuff like that. Do they have the same appreciation for that? Maybe, maybe not. But, ask the same people, what do you think looks better? Aladdin or Toy Story 4? Two different types of medium, but for some, it is difficult to go back to something old, especially what you're used to. New is all a samey, and not samey in a bad way, but just reality of a different type of look that, you know, society has moved on to, that you're accustomed to. So I think Super Metroid could benefit from a Metroid Dread-like engine, but saved for Nintendo Switch 2, so it's even more robust, more powerful, keeping the original art and integrity of what Super Metroid was, because it does look different also than Dread, but take that Dread engine, so you know you have the ability to play with the camera angles like you could, you know, throw some stuff, and it never ruins the old game. The old game is preserved. You can play the old game in its original form on an SNES or on the Wii or Wii U Virtual Console or on, you know, the Nintendo Switch Online service. So it's there. If you don't want to play the new Metroid, Super Metroid, fine. But wouldn't you be happier knowing that more people get to experience a version of one of your favorite games and thus become new fans of the series, buy it more, support it more, make it bigger so that it comes back stronger, so there's more incentive for it to exist and for sequels to come out? And then maybe a small portion will say, let me look at the OG version. Oh, wow. You know what? That's pretty cool. That's where it came from. And then maybe you have more, you know, common things to talk about. So Super Metroid, that's my pick. Yeah, for now.
Mike, I lied.
And that's why he changed my mind.
Yeah,
Better call Paul.
Landon lied. You lied.
I lied to you, Mike. It just hit me. I completely said the wrong thing. There's only one answer to this. Super Mario Odyssey engine for Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh my god.
That way, there's all the complaints about the camera and the controls. They're gone. That's it right there.
Because it's a really awesome game, and a lot of people didn't like it, and it's like it's really cool. It's just that'll be nice.
Full respect. Whenever I hear people complain about the camera in Mario Sunshine, I'm just like, skill issue.
Yep.
I'm like, get good. No, I'm just kidding.
But that's the thing. Like, I've seen a lot of people that started with Breath of the Wild, and I've seen a very small portion trying to get back to the original, let's say, Ocarina of Time and something. They're complaining with the camera so bad. I'm like, yeah, that was our years. That's exactly what we needed to go through, and we got a little bit of skill trying to move the camera around. But it's difficult. Not everybody can do it. Like, we used to play those kind of games, but it's not for everybody, for sure.
Yeah. And Zach, have you given us your remake with the current engine?
I have not. I feel like you know it already, Mike.
Let me guess. I think it's gonna be Galaga.
Ooh, no. That's my second. That was my second one.
Okay.
It would be Diddy Kong Racing on the Mario Kart engine.
Diddy Kong Racing
Mario Kart 8 DX engine.
You're right.
Yeah.
You are right.
That would be amazing. And then also, because Paul brought up Super Metroid, I got to give a shout out to my brother-in-law Andy, because he recently hit top 60 in the world on any percent speed run for Super Metroid.
Ooh,
so,
nice.
So
Nice. That's really cool.
Credit where credit's due.
Yeah, shout out.
But no, Diddy Kong Racing on the Mario Kart engine for sure.
That'd be cool. They added that like a sidekick to the next Mario Kart, just like they did with Bowser's Fury. Like Bowser's Fury was this little game on the side of you know, the other Mario game. Just add like Diddy Kong on the side of it. That way you have it there and play it, right? Because I don't think they'll make Diddy Kong just because Mario is there. They'll just add Diddy Kong as a racer to Mario Kart, and that's it. Call it a day, you know. But I agree. My pick I'm gonna go to Zelda. I want to go to Zelda, and I want to take the Link's Awakening Zelda, which I loved, and I'll take Link's Awakening and put it to I'll put a Link to the Past on Link's Awakening engine. So that's my pick. Link to the Past on Link. Look at Jesse's face.
Very good choice. Very good choice.
Thank you.
It's a great game.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, Link to the Past on Link's Awakening engine. And with that, let's go ahead and play a game. We have a cool game here that was inspired by the other game, but this is all. Because we're talking about Mario. Hey, this is upside down. Mario, and we're talking about Mario, Paper Mario.
I don't know what that is.
You know that? Yeah, it is. And here I put this game together with all the games in the Mario universe. Okay, so you'll get points for having to play it or own it, either playing it or owning it. So that they both count. Okay, here's the game. Now we're covering the thing. Let's see if I can do this here.
Yeah,
There we go. That's good, right? What is this? Let me see. All right. So who's missing there?
Me.
Me
Sad.
and Joycey.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do this one better, right? This one better.
Yep.
Okay, now we can see everybody.
All right, chat. Let me know if you guys can see it correct. Let me know if you can see it well. Now I'm just gonna do this, and just have it there, and then you'll hear our ghost voices.
I like
We're
that it could put us on
here.
both sides of it, and it just doesn't.
It does it, right? I'm like, let me see if I can drag somewhere.
It's just that there are too many of us. Hi! I'm in the
Like what,
spotlight.
there's-
Take me out, please.
That's what happens. It wouldn't let me. All right, so here we have the game, guys, and this is how you play it. All right, at the top, this game is called Game Hogger. Okay, it means that you played so many games, you have so many games in the Mario universe. You get 1 point for free in the bottom. Okay, because if you haven't played anything, I'll give you a point for free. And
Yay, we got a point.
yeah, and so here we have all the Mario games that were released on Nintendo Switch. All right, not all the Mario games, but on Nintendo Switch. And you get points. The points are next to them for every game you play. For example, if you play any mainline game, you get 5 points for any mainline Mario you played. Okay, you get 2 points for any games related to their sidekicks. That could be Luigi's Mansion, could be Princess Peach, and so on. All right, or even the Toad one. That's the sidekick, right? Spin-offs, right? What games that have been spin-offs, which is still kind of like spin-off of Mario could be Mario Party, right? Mario Party is like a spin-off off the Mario thingy. Multiplayer games, I think any game you play with multiple people. Side scroller, you get 3 points, and then we got crossover games. I would say Mario versus Donkey Kong qualifies as that. 2 points, and then 2 points for a game in the Mario universe without Mario in it, or Mario's not the main character in it.
Nice.
All right, so you guys in the chat, go ahead and start calculating your points to see how many points you gained by playing some of these games here. And I'll do the same because I haven't done it yet. Let me get up a level over here.
Does it have to be exclusively the Switch version?
Any game on this board right here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because if it's on this board, it's on the Switch.
Yep.
So basically, yeah, exclusively on the Switch version. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I do have some music for you to play. It's not the Jeopardy one. I wish I had that one, but it's not. Super.
I got you.
Super Mario. Super Mario. Hello. It's me.
Well, I was right.
Well, that was amazing, Zach.
Very good.
All right, how many points do we have?
I have no idea. I've played more Mario than I realized.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, oh, all of them except for one.
Yeah.
Oh wait, except for 2. I was wrong.
For anybody listening on radio or on your podcast station, this is just a little music break for you.
Does Mario 3D All Stars count as 3 mainlands?
I think
Oh,
it
yeah,
does.
Yeah, I think it does.
I actually forgot to mention the first one here. You see, there's 3 games in one.
Yeah.
They all count individually.
Oh, what?
So it's not like you get only 5 points for playing
Oh, I was just being goofy.
So I got a bonus. Nice.
Yeah. So basically, if you played all three, that's 15 points right there. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Because
Adding that up.
the three mainline Mario's in there, and they're all. I don't think they're remakes. They're just ports, right? They're
they're ports.
They're HD ports. Do you think, Paul? Are they HD ports or just just ports?
Oh, the
Just
the
ports.
3D All Stars one.
Yeah.
HD ports. Two of them
They're
got full 1080p.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Okay. Yeah. So
that's 720p.
yeah. So they're HD ports, and so you guys can choose that one individually. So that's more points.
Does 3D World and Bowser's Fury also count individually?
Let's go ahead.
That's a no.
Let's go ahead and say what Lily said.
Well, wait. Well, we can't. We don't have another category for it though, because it's not really a spin-off either. It's still still a main Mario game.
Bowser's Fury is I would consider a mainline Mario game.
Mm-hmm.
It plays like a mainline Mario game. It's a 3D Mario game. It's big like Mario 64. It has 120 cat shines. So just like Mario 64 has 120 stars. So yeah,
I've played so much more Mario than I thought I did.
Right?
That's wild. And that still doesn't even include all of them, because my favorite Mario is still the SNES version.
Yeah.
Even though I like all of them that I've played, but the SNES version is like my heart. If I sat down, like, that's a good way to, distract Joycey for a few hours. Give me the one on the SNES.
The Super Mario World?
Super Mario World is what it is. I get it so confused with 3D, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because in my house when I was a kid, it was just like, that's a Mario game. It's Mario. I didn't need any other name. It's Mario.
Listen, Superman is my superhero, right? So when Mario had a cape, I was crazy. I went nuts. I pretended to be Mario the entire time with the cape running all over the house, and
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was a good game.
You were so happy about that new look at Superman, the new Superman.
I wouldn't say 100% happy. I'd have to see the movie first. The suit didn't look too great for me at the beginning. I'm still kind of debating on what do I think about it. I don't think it looks bad. But we'll see. It's just I can't really judge the entire thing on a picture. People are going nuts, but I'm gonna give it some time. I do like the emblem. I like the emblem from Kingdom Come. It looks awesome in color, and so I also like the colors of the uniform and also the texture. I think I'm a little thrown off by how much space there is in his upper side of his suit, where you can actually see the suit wrinkle a little bit, kind of, you know what I mean? Oh, like Superman's suit has always been like there on his muscles. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. Maybe it's part of the story. Maybe it's one of the suits. Who knows? We'll see then.
We're kind of opposites. I love the whole thing besides the emblem.
Oh, the emblem. I'm
okay with it. I'm okay with it. I just wish there was a little space in the corner of the S and that it wasn't connected.
Yeah. I like the emblem just because I know about Superman Kingdom Come. It's a heartbreak story. Hopefully they don't do that. but we'll see.
No shade to Superman, but I'll be honest, I'm a Batman girl. And
over at Gotham.
Yeah, I've always liked Batman because he's an investigator, he's a detective, and he fights crime.
He's the best detective
not that Superman isn't special at all, because I love him too, but I think what messed me up, and I say this as a hardcore to this day Twilight fan, Twilight the books and the series. When they said Robert Pattinson was playing Batman, I turned the TV off. I'm like, I'm done. No more Batman. I can't have nice things anymore. Apparently, no more Batman for Joycey. I have not watched that movie. I have heard good things about it, but I'm like, Edward from Twilight is playing Batman, and I'm supposed to take this seriously.
It's more of a I don't see Superman or any superpowered being existing in that universe. It's a very toned down movie, a very real kind of movie. The
new Superman movie.
No, the new Batman.
No,
movie,
the new Batman you're talking about.
The Robert Pattinson movie. And so I've accepted the fact that Superman will never exist in that universe. Batman is more a detective there, than he is like this super mega gadget guy. He does have his gadgets, but it's not as overblown as other. I think maybe.
Does he sparkle if the sun comes out? That's the only way I take Robert Pattinson seriously.
Do you want to be spoiled?
Sure, I don't mind.
So when Batman, as a nod to the Twilight movies, in the film The Batman, when he gets hit by bullets, he sparkles. They just did a little bit of an homage to it.
Did they do that for real? Because Robert Pattinson hates those movies.
No, I just want to see what you would say.
So I was like, they must have done that without him knowing if that was true, because he said that he's hated those movies and he wished that he hadn't done them. And I'm like, but you ate for like how many years?
Think of it like this. Maybe this will work. You're a massive Legend of Zelda fan, and you've had blonde Link, brown-haired Link, pink-haired Link, pixelated Link, Kid Link, Toon Link, Adult Link, Portable Link, Motion Control Link, D-Pad Link, Analog Stick Link,
and Amiibo Link,
non-Rumble Link, Rumble Pack Link, Touchscreen Link.
Don't forget Cartoon Link.
Cartoon Twilight Princess Link. You're about to have a movie Link, live action.
CGI Link.
CGI Link. I think watching Batman, you can handle it.
Okay, so tell me you haven't seen Twilight without telling me you haven't seen Twilight.
How do we do that?
I've seen Twilight, but I like the movies. I thought they were fun.
No, the movies are amazing, but the thing is, if you read the books, we're gonna get going in a minute, y'all. I promise. But if you read the books, it's like that makes sense why they pick those particular actors. They smoothly fit right into that role. But just like Robert, I can't take Kristen seriously either in anything that she does. They just happen to do two roles that were really, really great for them, and everything else, it's like, at least you tried.
So
and that's Joyce's shady corner.
Hold on, how did they get 1,600 points?
1,600.
Honestly, like I ended up so much higher than I thought was on there.
Nothing hard. I just hit the multiplication sign way too many in my calculator.
I was gonna say, like, who has 1,600 points?
Do you have another list that we don't see?
Yeah, okay, I got to start over.
They're all like, unless they were all like, I think we'd have to have more points for that for them to be worth more points.
Oh, right, Joycey, while Mike is re-adding his numbers, I was watching today, yesterday, there's a show on Netflix, it's a cartoon called Delicious in Dungeon, and the animation style, it's an anime, but there's this blonde-haired elf who looks so much like Zelda, and I'm like, I want a Zelda anime in this style. And so I'm gonna send you some pictures, and you're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, this looks like Zelda, and I want it."
Okay, I
thought of you when I was watching it.
Thank you. Okay, so before I even see it, I'm gonna say this: because I'm getting my live action Zelda movie, I have been satisfied. My demands have been met. I'm okay. I'm totally okay with a series. Or something of that nature that is in an anime style, or something of that nature. However, I would like it to be PG-13, at least. I'm not really interested in kitty, like for kids Zelda.
Yeah.
With the story, you know what I mean? And I like the way the games do it, because there's so much going on, and they've told you only about this much, but there's so much else going on. So I would be okay with the cartoon story or series like that, because I'm getting my live action movie. My demands have been met. So we can do something different next time after this. I can't wait to see it.
All right, I think I'm done. I got my points, guys. If you in the chat are done, you can go. You can just add your points. Make sure you total them up. And make sure that you go ahead and add. I want to see who has the highest score in the chat and here on the cast.
If you have 1,600, you've added too much.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
300 points. That's a lot of points.
Landon probably could hit that though if we had all the every single game.
I was like, I'm looking at this list right now. I'm like,
Landon?
there's one game that I did not play. So whatever the max is, just subtract that.
Landon, have you ever played all of the minus worlds in the original Mario, all 256 of them?
I have not done that, no.
What do you mean the original Mario? The very first one?
So, you have to get a copy of Mario that is not Mario and Duck Hunt. It has to just be Mario.
Okay.
You put it in the Nintendo.
I have it.
I might get the order wrong. Then you take it out and you put in tennis. Literally just the tennis game. Run around for a second. Take out I'm dead serious. Take out tennis, and when you put Mario back in, there's 256 like minus worlds because tennis used different RAM slots, and so it rearranges stuff in Mario.
And
I will send a news article. That's 100% true.
Yep.
I bought a copy of Mario just for that reason, and a copy of tennis.
See, this is Auntie Joyce's Zelda Mama's PSA here. Hold on to your stuff, guys, because you never know when it's going to be valuable. I had the original Mario Brothers without Duck Hunt, and it came in the box with the little booklet and everything. And good God, I wish I had kept it.
I have it.
Now I want to go try.
I have it. I got the Mario. I got the two of them. I have the Duck Hunt and Mario, and then I have the Mario by itself.
Okay, we got to try Zach's trick, see if it works.
I just need to get tennis. The tennis game. Mario Tennis? They don't have Mario Tennis back then. It's just called
just regular tennis.
Yeah, just regular tennis. Okay.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to 110 viewers all across platforms. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe to each and every one of the channels here, and join Discord and stuff. All right. So am I seeing points? Let's see here. Yeah. I think I'm seeing points. Got 3 points, 4 points. All right, I'm gonna. Oh man, what happened to my calculator? How do I go back?
Oh no!
4 points now.
You gotta have a little notepad when we're doing these things.
Yeah. All right.
I know.
So
I'll just round.
I
up
was
to
in the 80s.
600.
Yeah. The only games I haven't played on this board have been Princess Peach Showtime. Let's see here. Play that one. This one. And Toad Tracker. Let me see what else.
Captain Toad's amazing. It's one of my all-time favorite games.
I own. Oh wait, and Luigi's Mansion 2. Those 3 games. So I haven't played Luigi's Mansion 2, Toad Tracker, and Princess Peach. I played everything else, but those 3. So I don't know how many points I have. I'm lost.
It also depends on how do you count the game for the points, and can you add multiple categories to the same game?
Yep, you can.
Ooh. Oh.
Yes.
Because when I was doing it, I was like, I'm giving Super Mario Odyssey 5 points, but I'm also giving it another 4 because I played through that game a couple of times, and I was cappy for the experience when my kids were playing on their files as Mario. Therefore, it's a multiplayer game.
It is, yeah, you're right.
It gets 9 instead of 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with Bowser's Fury. It was getting 9 instead of 5.
Yeah, because you can play as Bowser Jr. You're correct. Yep. Yeah. So that's how the game works. That's how the game works. You can continue to add points.
My points might be off because I realized that partway through. I'm like, I got to 76. I've played all 20. I own 19 of them. The only one I don't own is Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I don't own it now, nor did I own the original, but I played the original GBA one and I played the demo of the new one. Just didn't buy it the time.
So yeah, the demo counts as a new one. So yeah, it counts. So what do you have your total, Paul?
76, but then I realized, wait, I could be adding things more, so it's probably higher than 76 is my guess, but that's what it is so far. Now I might have to relook.
I'm not re-adding it either.
I know.
Me either.
All right, so everybody has their
Stick
final
with
score. So everybody got their final score.
Yeah.
It's as
All
final as it's gonna be.
All right, I'll start with Josie. Josie, what's your final score?
Mine's 34, but I think I took it at face value, and I was like, okay, this one's crossover. This one's this one's that.
Mhm.
So, so let's see here. Not in no particular order. Oh, that's right. Mario World's not on here. Just kidding. Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey, of course. Mario Maker 1.
Mhm.
Was it 1 on there or 2?
2.
Okay, actually, so we're gonna go ahead and deduct 2 points. That's my bad, y'all. That's my bad.
But that's because we're looking at the ones that exist on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
my
okay.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mario Rabbids, I do eventually plan on getting Mario Rabbids the second one because I really like that game. Mario Kart, not my favorite, but I played it. Mario Brothers U and Mario 64.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
Paper Mario's in the mail.
Paper Mario's in the mail. Okay. That counts.
Does that count?
You own it.
It counts.
You own it. Yeah, you own it. It's yours.
Oh, good point.
It's yours, not with you yet, but it's yours. Yes.
Okay, so we could add. So we had to deduct 2 points. Now we can add back 5. So,
Carry the
technically
one.
that's 37.
There you go. There you go. Landon, what's going on? 1, 2 points.
I ain't gonna give you no points, Mike, because I scratched it off 8 times. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Paul had me re-guessing. Once he said something, I was like, "Dang it! Let me go back real quick."
Right.
But I'll say
I like
this.
it here.
I think the
Every game on this list, I played, I owned, I played with friends. The only game is Mario Brothers U Deluxe because I have the Wii U one. I was like, nothing is bringing me back to this game right now, especially after Wonder. I was like, it's going to be a really boring day when I want to go out and buy this. So that's the only one.
All right. All right. Good answer. Good answer. You have a lot of points.
It's just the Tall Show just said, I like how the rest of the stream is algebra.
That's hilarious. Algebra.
We're on break, Mike. We're not supposed to be doing math. What's wrong with you? Jeez Louise. I'll be right back, guys. I got an important phone call. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So take it away, Zach. What is your high score?
So I think it's 68. The only ones I've played all of them. Just as far as the Switch goes, the only ones I haven't played on Switch would be Thousand Year Door, and then Mario versus Donkey Kong, and there's one more. Where are you, buddy? Luigi's Mansion 2.
Okay. Awesome.
And so I only added all of them once. So
And what is your top score?
68. But if we do what Paul did and combine things, then I don't know. Well, let's just say 128 because it's Nintendo 64 times 2, since this is algebra now.
All right, Lily, what's your score?
Well, my score is going to be completely different because of what Paul said. Thank you, Paul. But I'm going to say my initial sum. My initial sum was 60 points.
Uh-huh.
There are several that I have not played on the Switch, and that's Mario versus Donkey Kong. I have not played on the Switch.
Yeah.
Any of the Mario Rabbids, I have never played. So I've been meaning to play them, but I haven't really had a chance. And probably a lot of you might hate me for this, but Luigi's Mansion 2 shouldn't be on that list because technically speaking, it's not even out yet.
But it's on Switch, though. It's on Switch.
But yeah, I played it on I guess it's 60 points. So other than that, I think pretty much I played every other game there. Yeah.
I put Luigi's Mansion there because it's available for pre-order. So and some people own it already. I don't, but some people do.
Yes.
All right, and who's next? Who still needs to add their points? Did we got Paul's points? We got everybody's points, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I got your because I accidentally erased it, so no point there. But I played every game except for those 3 games, like Luigi's Mansion 2, Princess Peach Showtime, and what's the other one that I said? The Toad one. And the only reason why I played, I didn't play Princess Peach Showtime because I had to choose between Mario versus Donkey Kong and Princess Peach, and I wanted to play Mario versus Donkey Kong. I went with that one, So, but yeah, I want to know what Liam in the chat was like. Did I win? Yeah, we all.
No, you only got 8 points.
A new car.
I'm trying to look for the highest score here in the chat, but all I see is got 20, 19. Somebody has 80, which is not bad.
80, that's really good.
And that's without Paul's rule. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's the highest score, 80 so far. No, it was over. Got more points. Okay, so Lilly Hyrule got more points. Is that what you put?
No, whoever got more points. I'm just explaining to Liam in my chat. Yeah, no, he was like, "Did I win?" I'm like, "You only got 8 points." No, you did not win.
You won. Everybody won because we're all winners.
Striker, golf, and Olympic Games are not on the list. The strikers.
They're not.
No, I don't see it.
Aren't strikers? I guess maybe they weren't worthy. Never mind.
They weren't worthy.
Oh yeah, honestly, Mario Strikers on the Switch is probably the game that's disappointed me the most in the whole Switch generation.
We're talking about that.
Yeah. I mean, what's disappointing about it?
It just doesn't play the same at all.
What's it about?
The Mario Strikers, the soccer one.
Yeah, what's it about?
It's about soccer.
And do you play soccer in the game? Can you play soccer? Can you shoot goals and stuff?
Yeah, like there's no I miss jumping over other players and all that stuff. It's just it feels more like Rocket League. Like it's very just
linear
everywhere.
Yeah, you miss the wildness, the craziness of the Mario games.
Yeah, it used to be very strategic. Like Supercharged, right? I think that was the one for the Wii. Mario Strikers Supercharged.
Yeah.
That one was really technical, where the new one's just kind of like, oh, you have a combo, hit this button, boom. Oh, you have this, hit this button, boom. Like, it's very in your face.
If you guys got strikers, go ahead and add it. I have it too, so go ahead and add it. Actually, you know what? If you own it, deduct some points. Take away some points.
Wait, the fact that I said that
I owned it.
If the fact that I'm interested in Origami King, because I was trying to think earlier, where was I when that came out, and why? How did I not pick up on that? Does it count if I just want the game and I will eventually get it within the next?
You know what? When I can go ahead, Yoshi. Yeah, if you really wanted that back, just add it.
Well, it was released during the pandemic, pretty much 2020, right?
Yeah.
The biggest reveal ever too. It was just like one random morning. It's coming out in a month. It's like what?
Yeah.
And you can
That
always
was the
have
year
Wario
of
there
Animal
too.
Crossing.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So that was fun. We had some fun adding some points there. I don't know what was the point of the game. It was
to have fun, Mike. Come on, you know this.
Oh, what's the point with that?
I tried. It was fun. And they made it algebra.
The point of the game is there's no new Switch 2 news.
And then at the end of the school year, I make you guys do math. Come on.
Come on, I'm done with my final.
Right. All right. So we have
I feel like I'm in school again. What's going on?
I graduated years ago.
Our next topic is a little better. Well, it's just as good. I think it's about Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, why? Because over the past week we've had a couple of things happening. When it comes to Nintendo Switch 2 that they're quite exciting. The number one reason, something that I did not add on this list. Sorry for that. But one thing that was discovered for Switch 2 involving this game right here, my little friends, is that this game in the code, this game is capable of being played in 4K resolution. Within the code, we found the resolution that this game can be played in 4K, meaning it's already switched to what do you call it? Proof? Switch to proof? Switch to tested?
Ready.
Capable?
Capable?
Switch
To ready?
Compatible?
Switch to ready. Yeah, switch to ready. Compatible, whatever. Yeah. Proof or yeah. So basically, yeah, data miners found that this game could be run in a it's the top resolution is actually 4K resolution for this game. And so I this is the very first game they've actually said that about. And that actually makes me excited, right? Because not only does it sound cool, it'll look even more beautiful in 4K, but that also confirms something very cool. Backwards compatibility coming to Nintendo Switch. And I think that every game that was produced from a point forward maybe is all it also has within the code that it can be switch to compatible. It'll have a this one doesn't need a patch, by the way. This doesn't need a patch. The games that were kind of produced at the beginning of the Switch system, maybe they need patches or updates, but this one, it looks like it's ready to go for Switch 2. So that's the very first thing, which is really, really cool about this, that, we kind of have a gem here when it comes to Switch 2 games.
I have a question for you about that, Mike.
What?
So I don't really know how this works. Would that be on the cartridge version of the game too, or is that like from the downloaded one? Or is it the same code? You know what I mean?
It was
it
was extracted from the cartridge.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they extracted it from the cartridge.
I didn't even know these cartridges were capable of 4K resolution.
Yeah, I mean.
So are we not going to get a new cartridge then for the Switch 2? Will they be the same?
I think they'll be kind of. That's a good question, right? Because this looks like a thicker, fatter cartridge from the way I see. But
But Mike, that kind of goes back to what you have told us, or what you've mentioned several times before.
Yeah.
The new Switch will be compatible with old cartridges.
Yeah, with old cartridges.
But Switch 2 exclusive stuff won't be available on OG Switch or Switch
exactly,
OLED.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, nothing has changed in that regard. These cartridges will be compatible with the new Switch, but the other ones will be compatible with the new Switch. I'm guessing those are just a little bit thicker, right? Or have that little thing sticking on the edge.
Or there might not even be cartridges like those ones.
I think
also we can probably lose the Mario game thing. We're so tiny.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, there you go. Let me go ahead and hide this thing here. Thank you so much for that. If you don't tell me, I'll just leave it there. What?
Hi, Mike.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
We have a new participant here.
Where's who? Where?
The game.
The game is up.
But that's okay. We're talking about Mario.
Hi.
Mario. It should be there. It should totally be there.
There you go.
There we go. No. Now we're. Yeah. So okay. So quickly, we got that little confirmation there from what do you call that, guys? Like little data miners, right?
Data mining.
Data miners. Yeah. And so let me go ahead and continue reading the thingy here. And to follow up the story, Nintendo made a purchase of a studio, right? And the studio is called Shiver Studios. The studio's job has been to basically, they've never really worked on major games all by themselves. They've been working on porting games for all major consoles. They worked with PS4, PS5. They worked with PlayStation, Xbox, and with Nintendo. And so they were the ones responsible for porting over the Harry Potter game, the
Hogwarts
Legacy over to Nintendo Switch, and they also ported Mortal Kombat 1 over to the Nintendo Switch. They were the studio in charge of that. Nintendo made it clear they are purchasing the majority shares. They're going to be a Nintendo-owned studio, but their responsibilities will not change. In fact, they will be giving newer on top of the ones they have. They'll be giving more responsibilities, and they will be basically most likely like a port studio. They can get jobs from PlayStation to port games from either whatever. Let's say there's a game that comes on Nintendo that needs to be ported to PlayStation or Xbox. They'll still maintain their what they've been doing, instead of Nintendo just saying, you know what, we own you now. You're only working for us. You're only porting games from outside in. Now, then they're going to continue doing what they were doing, and they can get hired by other companies as well. So that's good from Nintendo to kind of not really take that away. And so the main thing for the studio is portability, right? Porting games from third parties to Nintendo Switch. There are two things, and with this, I want to throw the question out there about the studio. There are two arguments out there. They say, but why aren't third party companies making games directly for the Switch too? Yes and no. There's yes and no. Some third party, yes. Some third party companies have mentioned, yeah, we're working on Switch 2. We're working on bringing our games to Switch 2. So we will build from the ground up for Switch 2, like Microsoft did with the 10-year kind of thing with Call of Duty, not Battlefield, Call of Duty. And so there are other games that already exist that are out there that can be ported to Nintendo Switch 2. So it's not that that third party companies are not bringing their games, is that there are games out there already that have the potential to be ported to the Switch 2, and so therefore that company could basically be in charge of doing that. Throwing the question out there for you guys, what do you guys feel about this? Have you heard about this purchase? What do you guys think this purchase means to you? What are the possibilities? I'm going to throw out this first question over to Paul Guild Network. What do you think about this purchase, and how can Nintendo benefit from this?
I think it's a good move. Shiver did Hogwarts Legacy on Nintendo Switch and Mortal Kombat 1. And before someone says like, "Oh no, Mortal Kombat 1, that one didn't turn out good." It was a little
rough.
bit of What's that?
It was a bit difficult, right? The graphics didn't look that great.
It was a little bit on WB's fault. I'll blame it on having them rush it to when they needed it by. But in the patches that have come out since, it's a much more solid experience with fewer frame drops, and it's tight, and the graphics look better, and the loading is better, etc. But Shiver also did Mortal Kombat 11, which turned out really good, no problem. So I think between looking at MK11, 1 in time, given more time, and then Harry Potter, like Hogwarts Legacy, it wasn't developed as a base scale game that they made up a little bit more for Xbox Series X and scaled it down a little bit for Nintendo Switch. No, it was made with the envision of, PS4, Xbox One, Series S, X, and 5. Shiver took that code and had to remake the entire experience on Nintendo Switch, coming up with a whole other game. And I think that's why they put so much faith in them. Nintendo did that. That was an impressive feat. This is a very big game that isn't supposed to run on the system. WB didn't create that game from scratch, and like I said, have it scalable, which is easier to do. They had to go into the code and rework it, and they delivered something good. So I could see in general, first of all, third parties being much more coming to Nintendo Switch at the beginning of its life, because they don't have the bad taste in their mouth that they had from Wii U to Nintendo Switch, where they're a little apprehensive about hopping on board.
Yeah.
Right now, they're coming off of oh man. Oh, speaking of which, I don't want to get too distracted because you get me in sales numbers. I'll talk too long. But Capcom just announced today Resident Evil 6 sold 1 million copies on Nintendo Switch. Resident Evil 6 came out in 2012, October, for PS3 and Xbox 360. So here's a game that came out 7 years later on Nintendo Switch, after most people would have been done with it, played it, moved on, and digital only, and it managed to sell 1 million copies. So I think throughout this generation, it was a wake-up call oh man, if I was an early adopter on this system, I could have had all of my hits day and date. I could have planned differently on Nintendo Switch. Maybe every company except EA is thinking that, because for some reason EA, still didn't bring over Madden, for instance, like one of their biggest moneymakers. But regardless, I think third party on Nintendo Switch 2, we're going to see a lot more third parties want to, but Shiver's going to be there for the ones that maybe it's just a little bit too ambitious, maybe it's a little tough, or some games that are already out that, Bandai Namco, now let's say Nintendo Switch 2 is capable and powerful enough of running Elden Ring, but it's not worth their time or questionable time because they have to move on to the next game. So it's like, we would like it on it, but we don't want to handle the port. And Nintendo says, hey, we'll handle the port for you.
Yeah.
Because we know that the game could operate and we have a competent studio that's their goal. So Shiver Entertainment, Shiver Studios, I forgot if it's entertainment or studios. They're now us and they will handle it, and that publishing publishing costs, whatever, it could get, mixed up, split, whatever. And boom, there you have it. There you have a game that might not have come otherwise, not because it can't handle it, but because studios moved on to other things and it takes more resources to now go back and do this and that. Same with Street Fighter 6. Maybe Capcom will say, no, we've already got a Street Fighter 6 build ready, go, boom. But maybe some games that came out that, they've moved on from, Shiver will be there. So I can see some good things coming. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And if anybody, not that anybody asked yet, but it might happen, what about Panic Button? Aren't they good? Panic Button is good. They did Wolfenstein 2, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Doom Eternal, but maybe they were busy. Maybe they weren't asked. Maybe they turned it down. We don't know the talks behind the scenes, but I'm happy with Shiver. I'm happy that they got someone because it's just good. I've always said if Nintendo could get the third parties down, like kind of PlayStation and Xbox have had. Nintendo used to, by the way. It's just over years it got less and less important, and then now it's improving again. But if they could be on the same level, I mean, for most people, why do you even need another system anymore?
Yeah.
Unless if you're like Die Hard, Gears of War, Halo, God of War, Ratchet and Clank, unless if you have those several franchises from Sony and Xbox that you will only ever get there. If Nintendo has third parties, Nintendo has dozens of exclusives. And then it becomes just almost inarguably the most compelling device. And if you could play it portable, and come on.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch 2 looks really promising because it's going to have better indies, as Mike and I know. It's going to have better third parties, and hopefully Nintendo's same output of first parties, even if development time takes a little bit longer. Hey, maybe Shiver could handle ports of some Wii U games and DS games and GameCube games onto Nintendo Switch. Wow, that's a thought that people haven't thought. What if it's not just for third parties, but they're using Shiver to, like, hey, a lot of folks want Star Fox Adventures.
A lot of folks want Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I'm sorry.
that kind of stuff,
How long have I said I've been wanting? Now, so Paul, you can comment on this. I've been saying that I want Twilight Princess for Switch, but I want it built from the ground up because I think it'll look better. Because I don't think the HD version's is that great. I bought it anyway, but still.
The style of the Wii U tech demo.
Well, yeah, I want that part too. However, I want to know if this is still possible, or is it possible to make the game look even better with Shiver?
So they would,
or anybody could answer.
I mean, there would be some work to be done. Now you're looking at it's a difference of painting over the old graphics like what Retro Studios did with Metroid Prime Remastered, or using the old inspiration but completely going new with it, which is what they did with Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Like, that's a remake. Regardless if people are like, oh, that's a remaster. No, it's a remake. It's all new assets, a completely new engine, So it depends on what Shiver would do with that. If they took this code and be like, hey, we're putting it in a new engine, remaking it using the Ring Fit Adventure engine. Well, no, actually, that one's older. The Splatoon 3 engine. Because Tears of the Kingdom, by the way, uses the engine from Splatoon 3, not from Breath of the Wild. It's more modern. Anyways, getting all over here.
Wait, say that again?
What?
Wait, sorry, delay. I'm very tired. So I thought it used the same Breath of the Wild engine. Tears of the Kingdom.
What's if I'm making this up unintentionally?
Yeah.
I think Tears of the Kingdom uses Splatoon 3's engine.
How?
Basically, the engine is more like the software that was built that they used to build Splatoon 3. They built Tears of the Kingdom. The
I guess because of this different certain mechanics, especially with all the. I mean, technically, you could drive through Hyrule now. So stuff like zone with all the Zone Night stuff.
Yeah, Nintendo.
We'll talk about it later.
I just checked. You are correct, Paul. You didn't make that up. I just double checked it. It does use the Splatoon 3 engine.
You see, that's Nintendo. One of the things I like about this Shiver purchase is that Nintendo is being very they're doing things on purpose. They know what they're doing. Because if they see a studio, first thing that the studio is worth almost nothing. It's a cheap studio, right? They haven't done any games of themselves for themselves that they say, hey, they have these games under their belt, and so they're worth this much. But Nintendo sees the potential in this studio. They see what Nintendo themselves can get out of them. Because if you notice Nintendo during the past 7 years, they have taken their sweet time with their games. They've like, you know what? Tears of the Kingdom is done. Let's give it another year. Let's give it another year and work on the twinks, the tinks and bells and whatever, and making sure it's good to go. Mario Wonder, you know what? Take your time with Mario Wonder. Just let it cook for a little bit. Make sure it's ready when it's ready, right? And so they've been giving their games enough time. I'm not even mentioning Pokemon because that's another studio. That's it's not really owned entirely by Nintendo. It's
their own thing.
It's 3 studios and whatever. But but when it comes to Nintendo owning an entire studio, I think that's why they bought them like 100%, because Nintendo's gonna say, you know what? Here's this port. Work on it. Take your time. We're gonna see it. Once you're done, let us see it. Is it done? Okay. No, it's not done yet. Take it back. And they're gonna make the game. They're gonna make sure that port is fully crafted before it launches on Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo can really make this Shiver Studio a really great studio because they see the potential in them and how they ported Hogwarts Legacy, like that huge game. They went, like Paul was saying, they had to go into that code and build up from it, because when it was produced by Warner Brothers, they were thinking about next gen graphics instead of Nintendo Switch. And I've always said that with companies, you can't criticize the game, criticize the developer, don't criticize the system, because you know what you're working with. The system is right there in front of you. You know the specs. You know what it can do. If you don't build for that, you're gonna get problems, right? It's like it's the same thing with PC. If you buy an underpowered PC and then you have a company and looks at that underpowered PC and wants a game to play on it, but then makes the game for a higher version of PC, it's not gonna work. You have to build for that PC. Then from that PC have their own copy, and then build up and make sure that it runs better on other systems. Same thing with developers. So with that, anybody else want to add on the Shiver thing and what do you guys see them doing? Landon, do you have anything to add to the Shiver? Are you shivering for Shiver?
Am I shivering? Well, I was just looking at some of their games, and I've seen some people actually commented on some of my videos that they also had 2 Scribblenauts games on the Switch, and they were thinking that maybe something like that could happen again. But I mean, honestly, just you guys were already touching on it. Paul already killed it. Just talking about how the Switch 2 can become this console that you don't need anything else. It's everything. It's got the best first party exclusives. It's got everything you're looking forward to from other consoles. And this is just another step to them making this Switch 2 the ultimate console for users.
Yeah, and they're making the screen 8-inch, so you can play 1080 on actual system on handheld mode. So. Yeah, I completely agree. Anybody else want to add to the Shiver?
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty excited about it because I don't know. I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but what drives me crazy is the download size of these games nowadays. And it's not because we have higher quality assets. It's because developers know we can just download day one patches and whatnot. And so we just get the disc and then download the rest. Sometimes there's no disc. And so they know, like, oh, we don't have to optimize this anymore. That saves us development time. We can put somewhere else. And I understand that decision from a money saving point, from a time saving point, like, oh, we can work on other stuff. But that comes at such a detriment and non-quality of life viewpoint for the consumer. And it drives me nuts. And when the Switch came out, it proved it. you know, people were saying that like, oh, games aren't optimized anymore, blah blah blah, but like you couldn't really prove it. Where then the Switch came out, and all of a sudden these 200 gigabyte games are getting, you know, 20 gigabyte versions on the Switch, and it was like, wait a second, wait a second. And so just having, if Nintendo was able to do that with these developers who weren't making their games for the Switch in mind originally, now having a third-party liaison in between them, like I just feel like that's going to help other third-party studios that Shiver is in contact with make their games more optimized for the Switch 2 from the get-go. And so yeah, that really excites me, especially too, you know, you mentioned Call of Duty and stuff coming to the Switch and these third-party games coming back. We all know from the announcements that Call of Duty's coming to the Switch. Like, we've known that for a long time. But the fact that they just officially announced Black Ops 6 and announced it with the Switch as one of the systems listed, like, so cool. Like, it's, yeah, I'm so jazzed about this one.
Can I put a cherry on top of that? Oh, go ahead, Jesse. Before I say that, go ahead, Jesse. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, real quick. One of the things that does make me kind of excited is that once something as huge as an Elden Ring is finished, and they're like, yeah, we totally want to put this on Nintendo system. Once they give it over to Shiver, then that team can move on to the next game. So I would hope that would assist in some kind of turnaround time, because see, me, I always say, you know, I always want the next thing, but I'm willing to wait. I still don't think the more mainline Zelda isn't coming out until 2030. That's just my belief. I'm willing to wait. I got so many games that I still can play, right? And old games. So I think about, if these teams don't have time to optimize them for Switch 2, then it's kind of like, okay, so that takes, kind of similar to what Zach was saying, because Nintendo's going to probably be like, okay, well, we have a whole system, we have a whole porting studio that can do all this for you. You know what I mean? So it'll give them more turnaround time so they can work on new games, because those games take so long for them to come out, and everybody, like, you know, plays them in like a weekend. And already by the next week they want a new one. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I'm happy either way, though. You know, whatever gets more games, great.
Listen, this is part of Nintendo's like strategy to position the Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm gonna say something crazy. I've already said it on the video before, but I'm probably gonna open Paul's eyes like this big. I think the Switch 2 has the potential to beat the Nintendo Switch in units sold in less time. Why? Because not only is Nintendo thinking about, of course, their first party games, Nintendo's thinking about their current base, right? We have 130 something million accounts active or something, 141 million units sold. Nintendo's also thinking about, now with this system more than ever, third-party companies. This is proof. The Shiver acquisition, and just in April, cherry on top, Nintendo hired just a little guy named by Gio Gorsi. Who is Gio Gorsi? Well, he is a PlayStation executive who was the head of third-party games over at PlayStation, and now he will be joining Nintendo of America as a AAA third-party portfolio manager. Okay, so he says, this week I began my new gig filled with fun adventure. I joined Nintendo of America AAA third-party portfolio management crew to help great teams bring their amazing games to this legendary platform. So Nintendo is really digging deep to bring these third-party games. Now think about all these. Let's say we have a PlayStation, we have Xbox, we have Nintendo Switch, which can actually finally handle some of these updated third-party games, right? Let's say there's an Elden Ring Part 2, and let's say that Elden Ring Part 2 comes to Nintendo Switch. Some people are going to buy it on PS5, right, for the good resolution. But how about people who also want to play it on the go? You know,
you're in my head.
They're gonna buy it, just because they can play it in college, they can play it on the subway, they can play it at home, they can play it in the couch, they can play it wherever they want, right? And so what Nintendo is doing is positioning themselves to they already have us, Nintendo fans. They have us. They have us with the next Mario. They have us with the next Splatoon. They have it with the next Zelda. They have us already, right? Now they're after the third party people. They're after Sony fans and PlayStation and Xbox fans. And guess what? Sony understands it. Xbox understands it. Why do you think they want to go third party? Because they want to go to Nintendo Switch. They want to reach that big giant fan base that we have, secured. And there was also a quote that I read on Twitter from one of the executives. I can't remember if it was PlayStation or Xbox, but they were saying, it's important for us to work on next gen, but we've kind of realized that maybe graphics aren't everything. Maybe graphics aren't everything, and we should focus on the mechanics, the storytelling, and how fun we can make a game, rather than just focus on making everything hyper realistic and super hype graphical and consuming. And so we have to, because games like that take longer to produce, and therefore it leaves the console with no games at all. You have a PlayStation 5 that only has 3-4 first party games since it came out or something like that. It's very weird. And then this year they don't have a lot to show. And then you have Nintendo, on the other hand, just dropping games every single month.
So I guess my only thing is that, so I'm just going to disagree with you just a little bit, right?
Of course, yeah, go ahead.
Because in defense of all those games that are in the best visual quality, is a visual feast and everything. From what I hear, y'all know I'm a Nintendo girl forever. I probably will never own a PlayStation, and Joe's hasn't touched his Xbox in years. I think he bought it just to impress me. That was forever ago. Anyway, that's so backwards. You got to impress the girl gamer in a relationship. Weird, but so I'm so tired. So the thing about it is that those games are good, though, from what I hear. Yes, they're visually demanding and graphically, but they're good games, though, right?
Well, they are, but what they're saying is, and there's the one thing I left out, is that it's not only taking longer to produce, but it's costing way too much money, and they're not getting it back.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
but
and so and they were just talking about Game Pass and how a lot of developers are really upset with Game Pass because they're not seeing their return, and even Microsoft is losing money, and so they're rethinking how do they really? I mean, games will look great. Look at Paper Mario. I know it's a cartoon game, but it looks so crazy beautiful, right? And so you can still make the games look good. Don't go overboard with the graphics, and people will focus on the experience and how much fun they had in the storytelling and all these features without having to spend they're spending more money than they spend on Hollywood movies, and they're gaining they can't make back that. Some of these studios can't make back that money, and I think that's one of the reasons why Microsoft just fired a whole bunch of people, because they're trying to balance their balance sheets and say, wait, these games are not making enough money. How can we still stay profitable? They knock down studios. That's the wrong way to do it, but that's the reason why they're doing it, so that they can look profitable when they're really not.
So I don't always agree with Nintendo, but as somebody who works for corporate America, I really like the way they take care of their people.
Yeah, they do, and they're.
I really like that.
When other companies are firing studios, Nintendo is hiring studios. You know what I mean? And so,
in fact, every time Microsoft closes down a studio, they should just say, okay, so we're gonna give you all referrals for Nintendo. Just go apply over there. But all I'm saying is, I get exactly what you're saying. I just don't want those games to necessarily go away, or for them to feel like they have to pull back, because even though they're not my particular thing, Elden Ring, the Souls games, all those games are somebody's thing.
Yeah.
And I think, but wait, let me finish. I do think they need to be here, and I understand they cost a lot of money, but maybe they just shouldn't try to make them back to back. Kind of like Nintendo does it. Have Super Mario Odyssey, huge game, And then we're gonna have, Mario Party, and then we're gonna have 1-2 Switch, and then we're gonna have Snipper Clips, and we're gonna, you know what I mean? Some games that don't cost as much, but still you still get great quality. And then you get the big Breath of the Wild, and then little game, Splatoon 3. You see what I mean? I think that if they maybe did it that way a bit, they would definitely see a bigger return. But I don't want those games to go away. There are too many people who really like them. That would hurt my heart.
No, I don't think I don't think that what they're talking about is the games themselves going away. I think is that how they make their games and how much they invest in their games.
Yeah, but they should only be doing that for like maybe one or two games, or for those ones that they know are gonna hit. Like an Elden Ring. But maybe just not every single game has to be that. You know what I mean?
And but still, it's just way too much money is going into that game, and that game is never gonna make. Is there so much money is going to that game that there's no possible way for that game to make a profit? That's what they're gearing to. That they can spend $1 billion in the game and only make a few hundred million on it, and it'll never make a profit. And so it's a big loss for the studio. It's a big loss for the industry. And so what they're doing is what Nintendo's doing is
I understand what they're doing. I get all that.
So what Nintendo is doing, and what I love what they're doing is that they're taking the sweet time. They're getting there. They're gonna get there to the high graphical, high beautiful quality and everything. But they're taking the smart route, right? They're waiting for technology to kind of come to them, like AI
plateau,
AI upscaling, right? DLSS, all that technology. Xbox and PlayStation would have been using it in PlayStation 4 if it were back then to make better consoles. But Nintendo's kind of waiting for that technology to come over here, be more affordable to us in order to continue to make profits on the game. And so that's why, we'll see better games on Switch 2. We'll see more graphics on Switch 2, and we'll see games comparable to the next gen systems. And so
I was going to also say, do you think that some of these games, not some of them, but I guess I wonder how more of a statement. I wonder how they're going to do if they come to Switch 2, even though they're older, because you'll get people like me who are like, I don't want to buy a PlayStation. I don't want another console or whatever. But you'll get me to try it if it comes on Switch. So,
I think that's what Shiver's for. Yeah, hopefully Shiver will take care of that.
Yeah, because if Shiver's able to make these big games small to fit on the Switch, then they also would have the same skill set to make these small games bigger, if that makes sense. To make these small games to squeeze the most out of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with that, to sum up, Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be awesome. It's going to come with games, next gen system. They're putting all the pieces in its place so that when that system comes out, I mean, I just can't wait to see the next Mario, how it looks, right? The next Mario Kart, how is that going to look? How Animal Crossing is going to look? It's going to look amazing. I just can't wait. And then Nintendo's just doing all the right moves to get to that point, right?
So we're going to have, in a perfect world, this is my perfect vision. So picture it. Switch to 2025. Okay, we got we're getting all the big Nintendo games. Mm-hmm. We're getting Nintendo ports, and then we're getting all the third party. That's just so many games. Are y'all saving your money? This your weekly your weekly service reminder. Save your money. If you got paid today, take a couple dollars, put it separately in your piggy bank. Okay, my piggy bank's over there. It's a real piggy bank. It's red. Her name's Miss Piggy.
What's crazy about that too is Nintendo's got a direct coming in June. So I'm like, you don't know what else is coming for the Switch still before we get the Switch.
I'm so psyched. Because whatever they give us is gonna be great because we've gotten everything.
It's gonna be new. It's gonna be new.
Speaking of the Switch, I've been waiting for Paul to say this all night, and I am so surprised he hasn't said anything because he is Mr. Salesman. Yesterday, they had announced that the Switch had outsold the DS family in Japan.
So let's go ahead and let's let Paul end the podcast with that, and we're after Paul. After we go what do we call it? The segment JC.
Oh, Better Call Paul.
Better Call Paul. So
Better Call Paul. Hashtag.
Yeah, after we end with Better Call Paul, then we'll go ahead and then do the outro, and then because I know it's a little late. We're almost entering 2 hours when this is the hour podcast. We talked.
We did algebra for an hour.
And I didn't even monopolize the whole conversation.
I know. No, you were great, Paul. You were great, Tracy. You're always great.
I'm Paul number 2.
And guys, next week, I promise next week, Q&A, we're gonna do it during the podcast. You don't have to super chat to be part of the podcast. We're gonna keep an eye on for your question or for your addition to any topic, and we're gonna highlight for you. Okay, just because we're not doing Q&A today, we're gonna go ahead and next week for the podcast, your questions are gonna be part of the podcast. So it's gonna be like a all together singing along happy tunes and holding hands and kumbaya thing, you know. Yeah.
We're gonna have a Coke and smile.
Yeah, and stuff. All right, so Better Call Paul. Paul, what's the what? Can you give us an update on that? And then I predicted something on Twitter when it comes to when Nintendo's gonna hit those sales. Can you elaborate on that and give us your opinion on that as well?
Sure. The first question, I guess.
Yeah.
On the Nintendo DS thing, it's a little bit weird because I follow the Famitsu sales every week, so I knew. I mean, I think I was close enough that last fall I said by the end of April or May, Nintendo Switch will pass Nintendo DS in Japan. And I was really, really close. I wish I should see if I could scroll down and find that tweet because I had it down to like almost this week or something. However,
let me find it. I'm pretty sure I can find it real quick.
It's gonna be some scrolling. Like I don't know, I don't know. But here's the weird thing. Nintendo kind of took a little bit of the accuracy out of the way because a few weeks ago Nintendo said Nintendo Switch has now passed the Nintendo DS in Japan and is the most successful console ever there. This announcement was a few weeks ago. So their own internal numbers for Nintendo Switch units in Japan must be a little bit different than Famitsu's. Likewise, their internal numbers of DS is different than Famitsu's because finally, as of this week, according to Famitsu, Nintendo Switch passed DS. But Nintendo said a few weeks ago that it already did. So I was like when it happened, I remember that day and I'm like, it didn't happen yet, at least not on our publicly available side, courtesy of Famitsu. But I guess if you have to trust someone, you would trust Nintendo. But regardless, yeah, it's officially official on everybody's tracker that Nintendo Switch has taken over DS in Japan. And what was your question about the...
And the other is right now that was in Japan, so we still need to pass DS here in the United States.
Yeah.
And then after that we have PlayStation with 160 million, right?
Supposedly.
Was that your tweet?
Yeah, that's just yeah.
Was that your tweet about the sales, Paul?
Yeah. I just kind of made like a little time.
I was asking Paul.
Oh yeah.
If it was his tweet about the sales and the software. Because I found that one.
Is it recent though?
Kind of. Is sales from it was just here. Sales from May 13th through 18th.
So that's now though, but like I mean,
you're saying you made the prediction a year ago.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, dear. Yeah. I thought you meant something you posted like this week.
No, it was more like a prediction,
I do this thing where I look at the past data and I'm like, this is how many weeks of 100,000s we have, and then it goes down by 15% on this year to 85, and it looks like it goes down by 14% the next year to like, okay, now it's at 67. So I use this, and then I kind of average out, and I figure it out, and then I make these predictions of what I think it's going to be, and usually it's pretty close. And then I like, okay, well, an Animal Crossing came out here. That was that year's March game. This time we have Monster Hunter Rise as this year's March game. Kirby and the Forgotten Land that's this year's March game. So I give a little bit of a multiplayer boost to that. And I don't know. It's Nintendo math, or Math-tendo.
Is Paul
#sales savant.
It's Paul. It's just Paul. Better call Paul. Using his magic when it comes to numbers and stuff.
I like that stuff.
And then the other part was very quickly, just to go over really fast, was that that was in Japan, right? We have the Nintendo's the best.
Yeah.
The Switch is the best-selling console in Japan. Now we have the here with the 154 million. Am I not mistaken, right? And Nintendo still has last number was 141, 42, 43, somewhere around that number.
154.02 for DS.
Yeah, and then the supposed 164 for and just to make it short, Nintendo eventually will pass DS, and I would say Nintendo Switch will still sell at least a year after the PlayStation the Switch 2 comes out. It'll still continue to sell, and therefore it'll eventually beat the PlayStation. It'll become the best console of all time. So it's gonna happen. Nobody's gonna stop it unless the president of Sony says, "Oh wait, I forgot. We sold 5 more. I found 5 more receipts that I had in my left sock." But anyway,
they got lost in the dryer.
Wait, right? Got lost in the dryer. You know how many receipts I lost in the dryer, Yoshi? I've lost so many receipts in the dryer. It's my fault. I admit it.
No, it's not. Because I'm going to tell you a little secret. And Lily could possibly vouch for this. I carry a very big handbag. I would go get it just to show you so you guys could laugh, but it's in the other room. But all my receipts somehow end up in that bag. Like, it's not like I come home and actually pull stuff out of my purse that because I'm home now. The receipts, they just magically stay in there.
Wow.
They, and so I literally, like, probably once a week, if I've done any shopping, or every other week or so, I dump all this, just dump out my purse, and I have all these receipts, extra napkins. Oh, there's a mint.
Snacks, drinks.
There's that's where that empty half drink bottle of water went. And then what do I put back in my purse? My wallet, my phone, and my
receipts. And the receipts?
No, because I'm cleaning out my purse at that point. I'm cleaning out my purse. So that's the only thing that goes back. So you're not the only one, Mike.
All right, I feel good. I feel better. All right, guys, guess what? That is the podcast. It's now time to go over our all-star cast and let you know where they can be found and what they have going on this week and the next. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with our guest today, Mr. Landon, all the way from the Mushroom Kingdom, the fourth brother. What's up? What do you have going on?
Well, you can find me Nintendo Land on YouTube, Twitter. I am gonna be covering Paper Mario probably till the Nintendo Direct. Be comparing the original game to the new game a lot, and probably ranking a lot of things like the bosses, the worlds, the chapters, stuff like that. So lots of Paper Mario content.
That is awesome. You can also catch Landon every rare Mario podcast we have here on the podcast. He'll pop up every now and then to give it, whenever Mario shows up as well.
My money's still on a big 3D Mario coming soon, so Landon will be back probably much sooner than we think. So
I didn't forget about that, Joyce. I'm still on it. I'm waiting.
Hold hands with me, or high five me. There you go. It works.
All right,
it's gonna happen.
It's got to be soon. It's got to be soon.
And take it away, Paul. What do you have going on? Where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter, X, and YouTube at Paul Gale Network on both of those platforms. YouTube didn't do anything too recent, but I've been sitting on a certain unboxing of a nice statue for a while, so I might do that before too long. So I might have a pretty cool unboxing video of a neat statue that it's old, but I just haven't opened it yet. So that's kind of a tease, I guess. And on Twitter, just the usual video game hypothesizing, a little bit of news and sales numbers.
Yeah, and listen, you have to go to Paul Gale's Network's channel because it's like a time machine, like a toy store for Nintendo fans. He has all these videos from the past and from the present about Nintendo, the places he's gone to. He went to Nintendo Live last year. He has a really good video on that. He's turning Super Saiyan in one of the videos. I think he's working on turning Super Saiyan 2 or 3, and that we'll see that soon enough. So yeah, you'll be treated with Paul Gale. Go subscribe right now. And take it away, all the way from Hyrule. Lily, take it away.
Thank you, Mike. Well, you can find me everywhere as Lilly Hyrule. I'm focusing a little bit more on YouTube right now, but I'm gonna continue playing, live streaming Paper Mario in my channel if you'd like to hop in. I don't really announce it. So just make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell icons. That's the only way that you're gonna know when I go live. And I am working on a few let's play for the Zelda marathon that I still have ongoing. So stay tuned in my channel. I'll be uploading all of that in the channel and more videos coming your way as well. So I'll be a bit more active there. Yeah.
You guys can also find every single channel in the description below. If you forget anything, it's always in the description, okay? And then we're moving over to Joycey J. Santa's Mama. How are you, Joycey? Where can we find you?
I am Joycey J. I am on Twitter. I don't have a YouTube or anything. I'm sorry, guys.
This is your home. Nintopics Podcast.
This is your YouTube.
Yes. Well, it's Mike's, but thanks to him, I get to be here. So yeah. But I'm on Twitter at DJ Joycey, just a crazy old lady who loves video games.
And last but not least, Mr. Hendrix himself, the voice, Zach. The
What
voice.
up?
Hendrix.
So you can find me. Gotta mix it up a little bit. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Zach Hendrix Voiceover. My YouTube channel is Zach Hendrix Media, but if you search Zach Hendrix Voiceover, that's technically the URL, so it still comes up. And then on Twitter, I am Young Calf Zach, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I stream Smash on Fridays, but I have been getting my Discord server renovated by the guy who did Chick-fil-A's Discord servers, and he will finish that tomorrow. And so I will be doing Smash again starting next week, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Quick question. Do we all get free chicken?
Oh, yeah,
Always.
that's very important to know. Okay.
Always. From Wingstop, though.
Chicken is chicken. I'll take it.
Wingstop's good.
Wingstop's so good.
I don't think we have a Wingstop here. Is that the one with Pizza Hut in it? Or is that the Wingstop? Or is that another Wingstop?
No, Wingstop's the green one.
Well, we have a fake Wingstop that's like part of a Pizza Hut. I think that's one like a...
No, Wingstop has the best ranch out of any place you're going to go. Yep.
Interesting. All right. So you can find me here at the Nintopics Podcast and at the Mike Odyssey channel every single day. I'm off schedule. I release videos throughout the week, 4 to 3 to 4, whatever. Because I'm still working on the Mike Odyssey show, putting together a show since like the beginning of the end of last year. I'm really working really hard on this show. It's only gonna be three days a week because it's a higher quality produced show. It's actually a Nintendo talk show. Okay, so it's like pretend you're watching Jimmy Fallon for families. Okay, that's gonna be the Mike Odyssey show. We're gonna have about 10 minutes of not 10 minutes, 10% news, 10%. Let's call them doodads. Okay, 10% doodads. And then we're gonna have guests. We're gonna have confessions. We're gonna have a whole bunch of things in the show. It's gonna be really cool, and I can't wait to show you. It's happening very soon. I could be.
Did you say confessions?
Yeah, confessions. I can tell you right now. There's one of the segments called Controller Confessions, where one day Landon is gonna come up and just tell us all about his controller confessions, like things that embarrassing moments in his gaming life, and taxi cab confession. No.
You weren't supposed to say it out loud.
I read that. I'm like, I don't know what that is. But yeah.
You weren't supposed to say that out loud. Hopefully nobody caught that.
But anyway, yeah, this is a little segment that we might have in the show. It's always going to be random. You're never going to know what you're going to get, like the box of chocolate. And so we're going to, it's coming very soon. So hopefully you'll get the pilot maybe this week or next week. But it's coming. It's going to be awesome. And I hope you guys love it as well. Along with the Nintopics Podcast. And of course, I'm playing Paper Mario on my own first, right? Once I beat it, I'm going to be streaming every single Zelda game. I'm going to start with Zelda 1 on the NES and then move forward to all the games until I've actually played all the games. I need to make Joycey.
Do I have to be on standby for this? I was just getting ready to ask. Do I have to be on standby for this?
Yeah, I mean, if you can help me, you can be my guide. Lily and Paul and who's ever played a game before. If I find myself lost, like I was with Wedding Breaker at one point, then
Zelda 1. Should we tell him, y'all?
No, don't tell me.
All right, show funeral.
Don't tell me.
I'm being funny.
All right, my friend.
Not like that.
That is the Nintopics Podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys have been awesome. See you next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And, well, before we let you go, we got 2 things we need to let you know. How many?
2 things.
You. 1. What is it, Landon? What's number 1?
Oh, you caught me on spot. I know the second part. I forgot the first part. I know it's Journey On.
No. You need to hear the first part first.
Never give up.
Never give up. Don't do that.
And then I'll do the
because we
second
need
part.
you.
So we'll run it back. We'll run it back now.
All right, so who said never give up? Why are you giving up, man? Why are you giving up? Never give up. And Landon?
Journey On.
Journey on.
I was hoping you'd pick me because I was gonna say Toodaloo instead of Journey On.
Toodaloo.
To the what?
Toodaloo.
Wait. We have
Toodaloo.
to do the jazz hands at the end.
We did do the jazz hands. You weren't ready.
We'll have to do it again then.
I didn't do it. Okay, I didn't do it. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next Friday. 3, 2, 1.
There you go.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Oh, it's going
Bye.
again.
Bye. I'm looking for the end stream button. Hold on.
Just in case.
Oh, we're going again.
Bye.
Victor,
We never
it's
get this
a
right.
good one, isn't it? Yeah.